Hi there, this is Ruben from Dutch Round 1. Thanks again for coming by. Thanks for watching another episode. As always, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your support. Today we'll take a look at 5 common questions by Dutch language students. But before we do that, remember to give the like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content, and let me know in the comments if this was useful for you or not. But without much further ado, let's go straight ahead and take a look at these 5 questions. Alright, before we go to the first question, I'd like to explain how I will approach this video, how I will approach these questions. Well, basically we'll take a look at the question, I'll describe it, I'll give a short explanation. However, if you have some more doubts, I will link a video that I made about the subject which goes more into detail in order to clarify your doubts. Alright, so that's basically how we'll do it. Alright, so the first one is basically de or het. That's probably the most common one. Most of the students, they ask me, Ruben, when do we use de, when do we use het? Which article do I use? As you know, de and het are articles, and just, to refresh your memory, de in Dutch is used for masculine and feminine words, and het would be for neutral words. So how do I know now whether to use de and het? Is there a general all-comprising rule? Unfortunately not. There are some rules, there are some ways which will probably make your life a little bit easier. If you want to go into detail a little bit more, click on the following link, which you will see appear right now. And this is a video I made about those rules, when to use de or het. However, my best recommendation is, it's not the nicest one, I know, but my best recommendation is basically when you learn vocabulary, just learn them with, or learn the words with the corresponding articles. Alright, so that's the first question. When do we use de or het? And that's basically the answer. Alright, let's go to the second question. But before we go to the second question, if you want to keep me fresh and keep making those videos for you, well, go to the description box, click the buy me a coffee link and buy me a coffee, and I'll greatly appreciate it. Alright, so the second one is basically, what is inversion? Alright, what is inversion and how do I apply it? Alright, how I'm going to explain this one? Well, basically we'll take a look at 2 examples of a standard Dutch sentence and then also an inverted Dutch sentence, so you can have an idea what inversion actually is. Alright, the first example is, ik ga vandaag naar de markt. Alright, so I go to the market today. So what I want to focus on is the subject, which is ik, I, and then ga, go, from the verb gaan, to go. Alright, as you can see, in a normal Dutch sentence, my subject will be just in front of my finite verb. Finite verb is the verb which is basically adapting its form to the subject. Alright, ik ga. Alright, now we take a look at the second example. Vandaag ga ik naar de markt. So something's changed there. You started off with vandaag, which is not your subject, which is basically an adverb of time. You put it in front, then comes your finite verb, and then your subject. So as you can see, we inverted the position of our finite verb and we put it in front of our subject. Well, that is inversion. And when do we apply inversion is basically anytime in Dutch we start a sentence with anything else than our subject. Alright? So this is the general answer. Of course, we can go more into detail, and of course there's a few exceptions. If you want that, please click on the linked video and find out some more rules and some more examples regarding inversion in Dutch. This is a video I made about it. It's quite comprehensive, so I hope it could be useful for you. We go to question number 3. How to pronounce ge in Dutch. Alright? So first of all, it's not the same in every Dutch speaking region. Accents do matter. So what do I mean? Well, I'll make the difference between the Netherlands in general, because I know there's different regions also with different dialects and also different pronunciations. And then I'll go to Belgium. Again, I also know there's different regions with different accents. However, I want to simplify a little bit. Now, as you will notice that the G in Dutch is pronounced stronger than the G in Belgium, right? So in the Netherlands it will be something like G, and in Belgium it will be something like G. So as you can see, in the Netherlands there's a little bit more torque on that G. In Belgium it's a little bit softer. Now if you want to take a look at a video about the pronunciation in Dutch, of course I'm Belgian, so my accent will be Flemish. If you're interested in hearing the Flemish accent and the Flemish pronunciation, please click the following link, and then we'll go over the alphabet and we'll also go over the diphthongs in Dutch. Alright, so this was question number 3. Question number 4. Is there a difference between the Dutch in Belgium and the Netherlands? Alright, is there a difference between the Dutch spoken in Belgium and the Netherlands? Well, I have to say no and yes. I don't want to say yes and no, I want to say no and yes, and I'll explain you why. No, because intrinsically it's the same language, alright? The grammar rules are the same. However, there are some regional differences, and there are also some vocabulary differences, alright? You can compare it with American and British English. It's the same language, however the accent is different and some words are used differently, or some words basically have a different meaning. That's the same in Dutch, and that's the same in Dutch in Belgium and the Netherlands. Alright, so why do I say yes? Well, basically for those reasons. The accent and then also some words. To give you an example, basically a mobile phone in the Netherlands people will say mobieltje. In Belgium we will say gsm. Alright, so this is one of the differences. If you're interested in finding out more differences, also pronunciation wise, vocabulary wise, please click the following link. It's a video I made about it, about the differences of the Dutch language in Belgium and the Netherlands. Alright, and then we go to the 5th question, and the 5th question is basically, is there an alternative to hoe gaat het? Alright, so basically when I start off teaching Dutch to my students, well basically you start off with the basic greetings and so on, and then people ask me, how do you say how are you in Dutch? And then I say hoe gaat het, or I say hoe gaat het met jou, hoe gaat het met je? And people, you know, they get desperate a little bit because, you know, it's quite difficult. You've got your H, you've got that G going on, and then you've got H, G, H following up on one another, so it's actually quite complicated. So is there an alternative? Yes, you can say alles goed, everything good, alles okay, everything okay, or you can say hoe is it, how's it, how's things. Alright, so these 3 you can also use. However, the most common one will be hoe gaat het. However, if you're not really 100% confident in the beginning with your pronunciation of that how are you expression in Dutch, don't worry, you can also say alles goed, alles okay, hoe is het, and people will also understand you perfectly. Alright, so basically these were the 5 common questions I get asked a lot by students. I hope it was useful for you. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you also clicked maybe on some of the videos with a more detailed explanation on those questions or regarding those questions, and I hope they took away some of those doubts. I want to thank you again for watching. Remember to give it a like if you like this content, subscribe to the channel if you want more, and let me know in the comments if this was useful for you or not. I want to thank you again for watching. I wish you a great rest of the day, and stay tuned for another episode of Dutch Round 1. Ciao.